both a bit fruity, aren't we?
Yeah.
Why does he freak out like such a...
The French!
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Invention of the Future contest. First place prize, a mountain bike made of diamonds.
Yeah, and what's second place? A friendly smile and a handshake? Let's go.
Good then. Okay, so I'll talk to you later.
Very sweetly in your yellow hair.
Tattoos? What, he's has some gnarly battleship on his arm?
Well, we're both a bit fruity, aren't we?
Yeah.
Fuck that bitch, man. Fuck her. Look what she's doing to you. You're attacking people that didn't even look at you.
I have realized that it would be better for me to explain what's going on in this movie, because I'm not gonna be able to string a coherent narrative with just, you know, the movie clips. So here's the story. Ryan used to date Jen's character, Glorian, but she broke up with him because she needed time for herself, you know the drill. And he can't get over it, and she's dating Rake's character, Hellboy. And Ryan's he tells Bam's character, I forgot his name, and Tico's character, whose name's Falcon, I think. He's like, hey, I'm gonna pay you to go trash her house or something. So that's what's happening now.
Look at that girl over there. She's reading a book alone. If that's not an invitation, I don't know what is.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
What the fuck does that mean? Does that mean you and the dudes with fucking long hair smell like beer?
I am 99% sure that they looped Ryan's scream 3 times over in the middle to make his scream longer. Couldn't you just ask him to dub over a scream that's longer? Because I couldn't hear it when I was watching it on the TV, but it is so noticeable when you put your headphones in, you know?
Well, we're both a bit fruity, aren't we?
Yeah.
Falcone. 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 Falcone.
Oh, and completely forgot to tell you about what Falcon's up to. He saw this science fair flyer, and now he's trying to create a reverse microwave that cools things really fast for this science fair thingy. Completely unrelated to anything else in the movie.
But anyway, he wants us to fuck up Glorian's house. I don't know what it's gonna prove, but I told him I'd do it with your help.
Get the shit in the gas tank.
Here, I'll tape it.
Well, we're both a bit fruity, aren't we?
Yeah.
What? You have a fucking rinoceros tattooed to your chest. Why? It looks ridiculous. Are you serious?
Why are you drinking from the bottle again like a pussy, huh?
Just fuck it, that's why.
Look at her little paws. Oh, look at her little face.
You're a hairdresser. I got bad hair and I need you to cut it.
You're an asshole right now.
Just because I have an eye patch on doesn't make me a pirate, alright? I'd rather hang out with some stupid pecking.
I see you are a fisherman, a lover of the sea.
Well, I don't know if I can compete with free games and all, but how about my utter devotion to you?
No, you know what? That's so overrated.
No. 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 What Glorian said here has just... Okay, I'm gonna rant at the end of the video about this and about some other stuff I wanna say. Stick around till the end if you wanna hear it, and if you don't, I'm gonna warn you when the time comes for me to rant about this, because I feel very strongly about it.
I need to get out there. I want to play the field of dicks.
Ew!
I have the pleasure of announcing the Oscar goes to...
Ew!
Well, we're both a bit fruity, aren't we?
Yeah.
Pick the wrong...
So what's happening here is that Red is Falcon's cousin, and Bam doesn't like him, but he has a car, so Falcon's gonna pick him up.
Love you, sweetheart.
Yeah. Remember that cat you used to have?
Oh, Kiki.
I love her so. Noise you make.
Oh, ew.
What is that anyway? I just can't deal.
Could I be the one you're seeking? Will I be the one you choose?
Throw that booze away. You gotta do something positive. You gotta get that aggression out, man. Break some bottles. Orange house, but you wanted us to do that. Now I want you to do this. That was the most pussified attempt I've ever seen.
5 minutes later.
It's not his fault. I was back there pissing. You could take me in.
I ain't gonna complain about someone back there pissing. I gotta complain about someone back here breaking bottles. I gotta take you in. Hey, can I count on you to clean this shit up? What the hell were you doing?
And now Ryan sings the song of his people, aka Complain About Glorian. And luckily, Tony Hawk is getting a divorce. So he's like, okay, I'll see what I can do about it. How convenient.
Well, we're both a bit fruity, aren't we?
Yeah.
Maybe you could use, like, your own ass.
What can I say about this beautiful scene? First off, my mom walked in while I was watching this scene. And like, I don't know, I'm always the idiot who's like, oh, my mom's not gonna walk in like the worst possible scene. That only happens in movies. But then she did. But it's so bizarre because I'm gonna put the top secret image on top of it, but you can kind of see what's happening. But like, they don't show any dick. I don't know why. In the whole movie they don't. So I don't know. Honestly, it looks like Ryan's trans because of the way his hand is there working, and like, yeah, it's trans Ryan, I guess.
Get him on that though.
Take it. Go break into Glorian's house. Find whatever you can. Look in her drawers. Look in her dirty laundry. Search everywhere. Find whatever evidence you can. Just go to dinner with me. I have something to show you.
All right, bye.
I love you.
Eventually.
Let's just start off, I forgive you, you forgive me, clean slate, and we'll just go from there and see where it takes us. Yeah?
Yeah.
Meanwhile.
What? We're about to perform a highly legal break-in and you're on your way to a football game with your frat buddies is what?
Get out of here. Look at this. What is it?
You have a camera?
No. No.
How the fuck did that get here?
Well, we're both a bit fruity, aren't we? Yeah.
What are you telling you? It's not going to change my mind. Nothing on that tape is going to change my mind.
Oh, dude, you smell like an onion right now. Oh, it's the foot. Ugh.
Well, come aboard and boys long we made for unmapped shores.
So basically what's happening here is that they call this guy who runs the music store, I guess, and he gets really angry really easily. So they're like, hey, this band that you love sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna be there in a minute. I have long hair and blah 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 blah. So basically they set Hellboy up, and then Hellboy chases after them, and this chase scene is really cool. They use that song that's like I can't sing, I'm sorry. Also, Ryan meets this girl. Like, he barges into her taxi and he meets her. And yeah, that's what happens.
Well, we're both a bit fruity, aren't we? Yeah.
Do they think that walls can hide you? Even now I'm at your window. I am in the dark beside you, very sweetly in your yellow hair.
The reversed microwave!
No!
Every time we go out, it's a problem.
Well,
they can't handle. We're too hot. Why don't you just go home and finger pop her?
Mental health, 0. Am I okay? No. Will I be okay tomorrow? Probably not. Hotel, Travago. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming at all.
Well, we're both a bit fruity, aren't we? Yeah.
I think that the movie is seriously unlike anything that I've ever seen before.
I just hung in there like a champ thinking it was like true love or some bullshit. And that's not even the worst. She's evil bitching at me like I'm a horrible person. I'm at home watching a fucking kid making dinner and like paying for shit. Dude, I just found out a year ago, Goran fucked some hairy Neanderthal in my driveway, came in and had the gall to cuddle with me. And that was enough right there. We just had to make.
Usually with sound, they would at least have 4 people. Like one guy holding the boom, one guy holding the wire, one guy hitting record, and one guy listening to the levels. Hannah was doing all that.
But at one point, we both just started laughing, and we were like, are we going to get a cut? And we look up, and there's just these 2 sweaty-faced boys, just completely red.
Oh, come off
it. It was.
Get 'em attitude. You know, you'll never see Joe sleeping. Ever. I've never, you know, if you translate Joe Franz's last name into any other language, it means perfect.
Fucking ew, dude. Fucking ew.
I mean, when it's soft, it's like a scared turtle. But when it's hard, it's just below average. So I'm not that freaked out about it, you know.
Well, we're both a bit fruity, aren't we? Yeah.
The other thing that was a big deal was Rake. When we did the chase scene through Westchester, it was really cool because we actually had a few blocks to work with. Like, Westchester was nice enough to close off some fucking block. And Rake just had 1 block to run. And here's a fella, he hasn't run since high school gym class.
The whole fucking movie, the whole time, Ryan was forgetting his eye patch, wearing different clothes, and phone calls. That's a lot of film burning, because it's like, so, babe, what's going on?
I still carry an eye patch with me. There's 2 in my car right now. There's 2 fucking eye patches in my car, just in case someone, I'll be driving down the street.
I'm not even gay.
Like, okay, I've been shooting heroin for 6 years. I get clean.
Yeah, let me see your pockets. I want
every pocket you want to search.
It's not even use searching it. Where the fuck is the shit at?
Dude, I fucking ate the rest of the eggs that I had. I'm trying to tell you.
Why are we watching this? Why did they include this? Like, I feel like I started to eavesdrop on someone just for fun, but then I heard something that I shouldn't have heard. You know, this feels way too private, and it's weird to watch it. And also, I have some things to say that relate to this in my rant at the end of the video, so just so you know.
And the whole point of him coming to Westchester is to straighten his life out, you know. That was, you know, our idea. He comes to Westchester, he chills at Bam's house, Bam fucking family takes care of him, he straightens his life out.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
Okay, I'm gonna try to be brief because, like, I don't wanna cry, you know, I don't wanna cry. But what I wanted to tell you is relating to the concept of commodification of relationships in general. Like, obviously, you saw that clip of Glorian saying, "Oh, that's so overrated," to Ryan say, "What about my utmost devotion to you?" So obviously it isn't a new concept, but it has been growing in popularity these past years because people take the whole, you know, you're entitled to boundaries and stuff, and just think that if your friend causes you the slightest inconvenience, they're toxic and you have to just kick them out of your life. And I feel very strongly about this because I have been a victim of that mentality over and over and over again. Like, I am so bitch-ass unlucky when it comes to making friends and meeting people. It was always like this. I always had trouble making friends. And friends are something that I've always missed very dearly and I always wanted. And how this all ties back to Jackass is that I've always gravitated towards found family, the trope. And Jackass is like, it's basically that. It's a bunch of friends who like help each other and they love each other and they're there for each other. And of course they prank each other, but like, that's part of the fun. I also think it's fun. It's funny. But if it was just funny, I wouldn't be here making these videos, you know? It's really about reminding myself that oh my god, I don't wanna cry. It's about reminding myself that these friendships that like people will do anything for you and will help you, like they will just uproot their lives to help each other, and they do it gladly without shoving that in your face that, "Oh, I helped you, blah 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 blah." I like to remember that exists, even though it has been so scarce in my life, and I honestly don't feel like I'm gonna ever experience that